What's up, everybody? The Reds are at home. I was going to say the Reds travelled to Benfica, but I forgot we've already done that. Completed it. Well, not a great start. Not a very alert start for me today, but I think you forgive me for being a little bit tired after all of our exerts yesterday. I mean, it took a lot out of us emotionally watching that game. I don't remember being that emotionally drained after a game of football, watching a game of football for quite a while. But ladies and gentlemen, we did get a decent result yesterday. Not the result we of course would have hoped for, but not too shabby result. So what I'm going to do in this early show is I am going to take you through my predictions, starting 11 and score predictions for the game on Wednesday night against Benfica at Anfield. Obviously 3-1 up from the first leg, and I'm feeling pretty good about our chances of going through. No secret there. Before I get stuck into it and say hello to everyone in the chat and stuff, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. New shows this month are being brought to you with thanks to Surfshark, as you can see from the image below. Surfshark is the premier, the world's leading VPN provider in my eyes. Basically, a VPN lets you mask your location so you can be anywhere in the world and pretend you're somewhere else. If, for example, you want to unlock the largest Netflix libraries in the world. I love USA, for an example. I love going over and watching the American Netflix, so I use the Surfshark for that. You can also get Canadian DAZN. You can also make sure that you have industry-leading uncrackable encryption, the most secure VPN protocols, 83% off, and 3 months additional free. Yeah, that's what I said, 3 months additional free. 83% off means it works out about £1.80 a month for the course of the deal. Surfshark link is in the description below. Any questions you guys have in the chat about Surfshark or and always lash them my way. If I can answer them, I will. What I will say is I've installed it once on my own device and it works flawlessly. And if I can install it, you can install it, because everybody knows I'm a technophobe. I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. So thank you to Surfshark. And look, how are we all? Good evening, D. Pierce. Nice to see you in, my man. You know what? I'm feeling rather philosophical, my friends, about that game yesterday. Now, I watched it back again last night with the commentary on, because, you know, when I'm watching the games, I have to do it in silence. I don't have to. I choose to do it in silence. But I watched it back last night, and you know what? I've got to say, just a damn good game of football between two fine teams. Look, we'll all have our own take on it. I thought we could have been a bit more adventurous. Then, of course, you open yourself up to being caught on the counter by City and them exploiting our high line. But ultimately, that was the game I thought we were going to get. That was the great advert for the Premier League, for English football, that we'd all hoped for. And again, I know Manchester City fans may have some issues around yellow cards that they think should have been red. Having watched it back, I don't think there's any justification, as did Dermot Gallagher, as did anybody on Sky, as did any journalists or media I've spoken to. I think clutching at straws for a red card. But it was a good game. It was a good game. Both teams had a go. Both teams set up to try and win the game, which I respected, because I've been around long enough to have watched enough of these games where, you know, they cancel each other out and it just becomes a damp squib. But thankfully, yesterday, it was the advert that we'd all hoped for. So, look, very proud of our boys, very proud of our manager. But it kind of just gives us that little feeling of deja vu, doesn't it? Still chasing, still that 1 point behind. I don't really adhere or buy into this. We have a more difficult run of fixtures than they do. I think the final 7 games of the season will be littered with moments that both teams have to navigate on their quest for this Premier League title. You know, if anything, I think the games against United and Everton will probably stand us in good stead. I think we'll be expecting a fight in both of those games. I think we should win and will win both of those games. And look, you can say Manchester City have 7 games to go. Manchester City may have an easier run in, but ultimately, look at their past 7 or 8 games. We're the ones that were on a winning streak, and we're the ones that are now, I think, 10 wins and 1 draw in 11, or 11 wins and 1 draw in 12, something like that. And Manchester City have dropped points. You know, people say they're going to win all their 7 games. They're going to just dance to the Premier League title. They've slipped up. You know, they had a 14-point gap. Okay, maybe a 12-point gap allowing for the games in hand and whatnot, but they've dropped points enough for us to claw that back. So I think there's twists and turns to go in this one. I really do. Can rest VVD against Benfica? I don't think there's any need to, but, you know, I'll go through my predicted 11 now in a second, actually, for everybody, and my score prediction as well. So, actually, you know what, let's just get straight into it. So let me just change up scenes and we'll go through it here now. This is the moment where I just make sure my microphone's still working, because the amount of times I've switched these scenes and the microphone hasn't been on. Right, so here we go. This is my predicted 11 and my score prediction for the game against Benfica. 3-0, as you can see, is the score prediction, because I forgot to change it back to question marks. But there you go, 3-0. I think we're going to win. And I don't think I'm being arrogant with that. I think we are by far a better team than Benfica, and I think we'll show it on the night, even with the changes that I've made in my team. So look, let's have a look at what I think should take to the park. Now bear in mind, some of these player choices that I've made is just keeping an eye on the fact that we've got Manchester City coming up at the weekend in the FA Cup. Officials for that, by the way, Michael Oliver will be the referee for the game, and Darren England on VAR. So I've got no concerns about that with regards to refereeing decisions. For the Manchester United game coming up next week, unfortunately it looks like Martin Atkinson refereeing it from what I've seen, and Paul Tierney on VAR again. But look, we'll get to that when we get to it. So look, my starting 11 for this one. In goal and back, centre backs, obviously Alisson. I think keep Konate in there. Klopp went with him for the away leg, might as well stick with him for the home leg as well. Get Ibrahima Konate a few more minutes, get him more experience in this Liverpool team alongside Virgil van Dijk. Get Joel Matip rested up and ready for the FA Cup game on Saturday. Full-back positions, I have made a change. I'd like to see Costas get a run out. Robbo can get a rest, can be rotated, can have a little time on the bench. Whatever way you want to phrase it, I just think we could do with giving him a little breather. Maybe have him on the bench just in case, but I'd go with Costas to start at left-back in this one, and Trent at right-back, because I just feel like Trent could exploit Benfica at will. And again, I think maybe to get Trent's confidence up a little bit, because it would have been a very difficult evening's work for Trent yesterday up against Cancelo, Foden, and that Manchester City attacker. They were pinging balls over his head, trying to exploit the space behind, and I think we could do with getting his confidence up a little bit again ahead of the game against Manchester City at the weekend. So I've gone for Costas at left back and Trent at right back. In midfield, couple of changes there. I've gone for, a couple of changes from my last team. Naby Keita on the left, Fabinho in the holding role, and Hendo in midfield. And the reason I'm putting Hendo in midfield for this game, my friends, is because I'm doubling down on what I said. I would rather we play Naby Keita at Wembley against Manchester City. I stand over what I said all week in the build-up to this game. It's not that I don't rate Jordan Henderson. I absolutely do. But again, I think we were overrun in midfield yesterday. On occasion, sometimes they chose to go long. But even if we're talking about Manchester City going long quickly, we need to press. And the reason that they had time and space is because I don't think we had the legs in attacking in midfield that pressed and closed them down enough for my like. And I think you need a bit more youthful energy. So I go for Naby Keita at the weekend over Hendo. But today, for this game, Fabinho, Naby Keita and Jordan Henderson. Wrap Thiago up, get him rested and ready for the game against Manchester City. Up top, Luis Diaz has to come in on the left. I thought he was hugely missed yesterday against Manchester City. Mohamed Salah on the right, again, just hoping to get Mo into a good vein of form coming up to the end of the season. His pass was exquisite to Sadio Mane for Mane's goal yesterday. It was, again, I spoke about this in my match reaction, but that showed why Mo's a class above, because most footballers, I believe, would have went for the ball to Jota. As I said, that slide rule pass. But Mo's seen the play develop a second before the rest of us, and he's seen that if he could get the ball through to Sadio, the chance to score a goal was infinitely greater. And what a well executed pass and a great finish from Sadio. So I play Mo on the right, Luis Diaz on the left, and Sadio Mane through the centre. That's the way I'd like to see us start. Again, some of the reasoning for this is because I believe Bobby should start against Manchester City in the FA Cup. So I'd go for this: Diaz, Mane, Salah. That's my preferred 11 for this game against Benfica on Wednesday. Not saying it's going to be the 11, but for me, that's what I'd like to see. If the gaffer wants to maybe give Takumi Minamino a run out, so be it. No problem with that either. But yeah, for me, that'd do. I think we need to stay relatively strong. We can't take the piss with the team selection, because one goal for Benfica early doors and their tails are up and maybe we get a bit of a twitchy bum. So we still need to go as strong as we can while keeping an eye on the further fixtures ahead of us. So that is my predicted 11, my friends, and my score prediction for the game against Manchester City on the brain for the game against Benfica. Just on that one, Paddy will be over at the game. He's heading off tomorrow, so hope he enjoys it. Let me just switch back up scenes now and get back into the new show scene. 1 second. Right. So that's where I'm at, my friend. Now, let me hand it back over to you guys. Rest Salah, said AJW. No, let me tell you why. I agree with you 100% that Mo most likely could do with a rest and a breather. But I think also the more this not scoring a goal from open play drags out, the more it leaves Mo open to being questioned and the whole contract saga just dragged out more. I'd like to see him go get himself a goal against Benfica and take that confidence in, and I believe he will score a home against Benfica, and take that confidence into the game against Manchester City at the weekend. So that's what I go with. Harvey needs to play so he reaches his world-class potential. I'm genuinely intrigued by the situation around Elliott at the minute because, you know, he wasn't even in the matchday squad against Manchester City. If you remember, he wasn't supposed to be in the matchday squad for the League Cup final, even though he did come on and play a part in the game. So, yeah, look, we've got a good squad. That's, you know, whoever we go with will be fine. We should be fine. There's no reason we shouldn't beat Benfica at home. And, you know, if we go relatively strong, score a goal or two, maybe then we can start emptying the bench. Reminder, we can use 5 subs in the Champions League. So, again, I think the idea to go strong at the start and make the changes to rest players if you go a couple of goals up, it's even better to do it in the Champions League because you can make those changes. I think he needs a recap and a refresh. Too much on his head, AJW. No, I'm sorry. How do I say this without sounding like an arsehole? Probably no way to do it without sounding like an arsehole, but with all due respect to everything that's going on in Mo's life right now, whether it be fasting, which of course we fully respect, whether it be the contract situation, whether it be the disappointments with Egypt and his national team, ultimately this is the business end of our season. This is why Mo will get the big bucks. This is why Mo is our go-to man. This is why he has the attack built around him. So I'm sorry, this is April. We need to be winning shit. We need to be in good form, and we need our best players playing. So, I'm sorry, I don't buy into any of this sorrow around needing a rest, or, you know, you're a fucking top-class footballer, and it's the business end of the season, and we need you. So, you gotta play. I know that sounds harsh, but, like, you work your ass off all summer and pre-season. All these boys, Salah included. You fight back in the league against Manchester City. You need to keep the momentum going. We can't afford another Inter Milan scenario where we slip up at home. We need to keep this good momentum going. And I look, I think Mo can play himself back into better form. Definitely needs a rest, though. I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. He needs a massive rest, but hopefully that's something that we can get sorted for Mo in the summer. Yeah, that's where I am. But was Harvey fit yesterday? Yes, I believe so. I think he's playing with the under 23s at some point. Mo Dilbar says Ramadan Mubarak to all of our Muslim players. Absolutely. Echo those sentiments. We think we should give Mane a new contract. He's been vital for us for the middle and on the right as well as needed. Yes, absolutely. I've been saying this for a while now, mate. I would be more than happy to give the 3 older forwards a new deal. Absolutely. What are we going to get that's going to be better than them? You know, Mane, Firmino, Salah, and you add into that Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz, on top of Carvalho that's coming in, on top of Harvey Elliott, on top of Kay Gordon, on top of Takumi Minamino. I'd be all for it. I've no issues with it whatsoever. I think 29, 30 years of age, I'd have no problem giving the lads a 4-year contract. None. But I'm not in charge of the contracts. FSG and Klopp will make those decisions. Now, let me just say one thing. Yesterday, I was reading the comments, as I always try and do after the watch-alongs and stuff. And again, this situation of Mohamed Salah being above critique seems to have raised its head again. And I'm sorry, I feel like I've treated him the same way I've treated any other player. And I feel like the undertones of what people are saying in the comments is trying to look for an angle or an agenda from myself or Paddy or whomever. That isn't there. Mohamed Salah, we love. Mohamed Salah should get a new deal. But Mohamed Salah should not be above critiquing. Now, we're talking about critiquing his performances in a game. We're not talking about going on social media and having a pop at his agent, having a pop at him, trying to act like an asshole. We're talking about criticising and critiquing a performance in a game based on exactly what he's done on the pitch. And I'm sorry to anyone that thinks I'm wrong on this, but my opinion is, if you have scored no goals from open play in 8 games and we're at the business end of the season, you need to up your game. You need to up your game and you need to be better. And I'd be the same if it was Salah or Sadio Mane, if it was Diogo Jota. That's just a fact. And if you want to be, and I know he does want to be, and he should be, in the conversation for the top players in world football, you can't not score for 8 games in open play. You can't. You can't at this part of the season. This is the business end of the season. So I'm going to continue to speak my mind. I'm going to continue to say what I see. I will do it respectfully, as I always try to do. But I will not stand for, nor will I put up with any of this nonsense around the undertones of what we're saying that's something to do with religion or race or anything like that. That's not me. And anybody that has watched this channel for the length of time I've been on here knows that I am very, very open-minded, that I am very, very tolerant of all beliefs. So I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate the pops at Paddy. I don't appreciate the pops at me. And I don't appreciate people looking for an agenda that just isn't there. Mane is a great centre forward. I've really enjoyed him, Hassan. I've really enjoyed Mane through the centre, mate. I think it's given him a new lease of life. I really do. I think he's got a bit more freedom. He can drop deep if needs be. He can move left or right. I genuinely think this gets more out of Mane, and I like it. Salah's performance yesterday, second half, was very good. Hopefully he can push on. He certainly improved, mate. And again, he was helping out Trent defensively yesterday, which we needed. And as I said, look, not many players outside of maybe Trent or Verge, but that ball he hit to Mane was beautiful from Mo. The vision was exquisite. And again, am I right in saying he played a nice ball, or was that Trent? I can't remember which one of them played a lovely ball into Jota as well for his left-footed strike that Ederson saved. Ava Rose said, love how everyone on the channel, past and present, get on with each other. The 9 o'clock shows are always great. Yeah, we work really hard, Ava, to make sure that the personality traits of everybody that comes on will gel. And we quite simply wouldn't foster any relationships where people are snotty to each other behind the scenes. Everyone, what you see on the screen with me, Chris, Steve, Kyle, Connor, whomever it is, we genuinely do all get on. We have a great laugh together, and I'm very fortunate to have the lads on board, so really do appreciate all of them. And on that, tonight at 8:45, it's going to be the last show of the week that we'll actually have me, Connor and Paddy together for various reasons. Paddy's heading off for the game, Benfica, so he won't be around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then from Thursday to Sunday, Chris is going away in a little mini break with his missus. So yeah, tonight's going to be the only night we have us all together. So I'm looking forward to catching up with the guys at 8:45. What have we got? J. Michael Bedford said, you guys haven't got no agenda over none of those players who just want players to perform, and when they don't perform, you're going to question them. Yeah, and look, I still feel like we've questioned them and been respectful, because every single one of us want Mohamed Salah to stay at the football club because we know how good he is. And we have every belief that this is just a blip, and Sadio went through a blip, Bobby went through a blip. It happens. Puskas is a god, said Craig. I think Bobby starts against Benfica because of his record. Look, mate, I've got no issues. If Bobby starts, happy days. I'd just like to see Bobby actually play against Manchester City in the FA Cup as well. As I thought that game yesterday, Bobby would have made a difference in. Look, Jota is not lazy in any way, shape or form, don't get me wrong, but I think Bobby yesterday would have helped us defend from the front a bit better. You know, I thought there was some very good analysis actually on Match of the Day too, where they looked at how Manchester City were able to get in behind us with our high line, and that happens because we don't press enough from the front. If we do press enough from the front, we don't give them time to give it to Bernardo Silva or to Kevin De Bruyne and get their heads up like that. But if you give them time, much like us, they'll punish you. And I thought there were occasions in that game against City where we just weren't pressing correctly. We weren't pressing as much as City were, which is, yeah, City, like you look at the game yesterday and City were really pushing us, really high up the pitch. They were pressing our fullbacks, they were pressing our centre backs, trying to force errors. And I thought they did it a little bit better than we did yesterday. Now, with that in mind, we could have been a little bit caught off guard that City were looking to play long as much as they did. You would have to say yesterday, Pep probably just shaded the tactics, I would say. But again, tremendous grit and bottle shown by our lads to come back from a goal down twice. And that's not easy against any team, let alone the team of Manchester City's quality at their own gap and a pitch they're used to. You know, they know every bump in that grass. So yeah, very proud of our lads for fighting back to get a draw yesterday. It kind of just summed up the title race a little bit, didn't it? We're just always that little bit just behind, just playing catch up. And hopefully, if we do take a little leap and go ahead in this title race, it's at the right moment where we don't give it back up to them. Craig, would you agree Jota needs to work on his decision making and awareness? I think all of the forwards will always be looking to fine-tune their game a little bit. I did see there was a few compilations actually of misplaced Diogo Jota passes from yesterday that were doing the rounds on social media. But the one that sticks out, and I think probably the one you're alluding to, was the one he didn't square across where Salah kind of got trapped under his feet. He should have passed that. And if it was the other way around, I'd be saying Salah should have passed to him as well. But yeah, I think that, look, it's very, very difficult in those split seconds with the game as fast as it is to make those right decisions in the final third. I think sometimes you get it where it all goes right for you and you bang in 4 or 5, and some days it doesn't. But again, we scored 2 yesterday. I actually was more disappointed with our defending in the first half than anything else. I thought we were gifting up too many opportunities to City too easily. Like, if they work for them, fair enough, but we were gifting it to them. Even right through to their second goal, I think there was a couple of occasions before Cancelo put the ball over the top to Gabriel Jesus, which was a wonderful finish from Gabriel Jesus, by the way, and a good pinpoint ball from Cancelo. Yeah, I thought we had a couple of occasions to shut that down, and we didn't. Rational analysis, I had to win on Sunday, sorry to say. No, we didn't. Like, you call yourself rational analysis, so let's be rational for a second, my man. Have City won 7 games in a row recently? No. They've dropped more points than we have against opposition we wouldn't have expected them to drop points against, like Palace. They've got to play Wolves, who historically have been difficult for them. They've got a couple of teams in the relegation battle to play. They've got Gerrard's Villa on the last day of the season, where Gerrard, you know, if any favours can be done, he'll certainly be trying to get his players to do with some. So I think if we do look at it rationally, you would expect more points to be dropped. You know, we're the ones with 10 wins or 11 wins and 1 draw in our last game. So I think just I said it all week and I'm going to stand over it. It was a must not lose game for us yesterday, and we came out of it with a result that kind of doesn't really change anything for anybody. It was a bit anticlimactic a little bit, because a lot of us, media included, fans, you guys, me, we were all maybe thinking that we would get a possible outcome yesterday, but we didn't, and we are where we are. So we got to keep going, because look, I can't believe between both of these two teams that they both win the combined 14 games. Somebody will have a red card, somebody will concede a late goal, somebody maybe a dodgy penalty. There's something will happen, and I just hope that it happens to them and not us. My granddad's a Leeds supporter and reassured me that Leeds will do the job for us. There we go, love it. Why not? I'm actually glad our next 2 league games are kind of derbies of the like United I consider a derby, and then obviously Everton. I'm actually happy that they're our next 2 games. Now, if we can get through those 2 games with 6 points. Another important thing actually that we should look at is the timing of the fixtures. So in these weekends where, you know, there's 1 point in it, you'll always want to be the first team to play that weekend, because if your opponent, like let's say we're playing on the Saturday, City play on the Sunday. If we get the win on the Saturday, pressure's all on City again on the Sunday. Vice versa. If City get the win that weekend, pressure's all back on us. So I think the timing of these games will be vitally important as well. But you know what? The most important thing about all of this is enjoy it. Enjoy it. I read a piece on The Athletic last night where they were speaking about, do fans actually enjoy a title race? Like, we talk about it. We talk about wanting to be in them. We talk about wanting to win them. But deep in these moments where we all feel like vomiting with nerves during games, it's important to take a second, take a breather, take a breath, and realise that as bad as we feel, as nervous as we are, that's what it's about. This is what it is. This is what we all want. This is what we grew up dreaming of. This is what we prayed for last season when our season was just falling apart. So I'm going to make a conscious effort to just try and enjoy this title race as much as I can. Try and appreciate what I'm seeing in front of me from Jurgen Klopp and this group of players and what they've achieved and how hard they've worked and what they've given us as fans. And as much as I don't respect Manchester City's ownership of the club, I want to respect the quality of the football that I'm seeing as well, because make no mistake, this is generational stuff. These squads, these players, the style, the level of football we're getting to see. Yeah, it's pretty fucking special. It is. Can we get an award for not being the biggest pain in the arse for City ever? Or for being the biggest pain in the arse? Yeah. Yeah, you mean, as Klopp said, as Pep said, you know, both teams need a dance partner, don't you, in these things? Chicken Boy said it's easier said than done. Yeah, of course it is, mate. But what else do you want? Like, ask yourself this question, Chicken Boy or anybody else. If we won this title on the second to last day of the season, or the last day of the season, tell me that you won't enjoy that far more than walking away with the league by 10 points. You absolutely would. Now, I hear you. On the other side of that, if you lose it, like we've experienced when Company scored that goal against Leicester, it's like a dagger in the heart. It's absolutely horrendous. But it's just like falling in love or having a relationship. If you get hurt once, you can't close your heart off for the rest of your life. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to risk the heartache for the positivity. So we often speak about learning from a loss and the disappointment of a title race, the disappointment of losing the Champions League final. Part of that is the lessons and the journey that when it comes around the next time, you've experienced it, you know what it feels like to be at that end of it, and you hopefully spur yourself on a little bit more to make sure that you're on the other side of it the next time around. So I think all this muscle memory and all this experience that we have as fans, as well as the team, is important. So yeah, it's easier said than done, but it's exactly what we all want. So yeah, look, we won the title by a canter, and it was great, and it was a bit anticlimactical, but tell me it wouldn't be sweet if we pinched this by a couple of points in the last day of the season. Tell me we're not all on cloud nine for the entire summer. So yeah, just don't throw in the towel, is all I'm saying. And appreciate what we're seeing. And look, I'm as guilty as anybody of sometimes not fully appreciating how good the team I'm getting to watch is. Right, let's hand it over to you guys anyway. What more have we got? Liverpool are superb right now, said Sydney. Damn right, mate, damn right. I'll be recording on Sunday, by the way, a preview with Mark Goldbridge ahead of their game against Manchester United. We've penciled in Sunday as a placeholder at the minute. Obviously, just got to check with Mark's schedule and stuff. So, all going well, that preview should be out on Monday. I'm going to double it down. We're going to record it, and then I'm going to record my prediction 11 and score predictions, and Connor will edit it together. So yeah, we'll have a prediction video with Mark Goldbridge of the United stand coming up over the course of the weekend, probably Monday when it comes out. Looking forward to catching up with Mark. It's been a while. And yeah, looking forward to just talking to him as well about what it's like to have fuck all left to play for at this part of the season, because we've been there as Liverpool fans. JMC said, I'm just so happy we're competing in everything, watching one of the best ever Liverpool teams. Damn right. Edward said the fasting excuse is nonsense. Mo and the other player who fasts, part of their religion, have not been caught by surprise. again, it's one of those things where, of course, we are understanding of it, but I would agree. I don't buy it as an excuse that some people are wanting to make it as. But look, again, it's not about demonising any one person. It's just about analysing performances and trying to find solutions and making it possible for us to see the best Mo, the best Sadio, the best Diogo, the best Bobby, the best Luis Diaz. Sydney, definitely an exciting end to the season. 100%, mate. You know, we've been through enough Aprils where there's nothing to play for us. So, an FA Cup semi-final looks like a Champions League semi-final coming up as well. Title race at Manchester City. One trophy already in the cabinet. It's pretty good. It's pretty good to be in April and be enjoying this. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I'm going to do a watch along tomorrow night of Villarreal Bayern Munich against Villarreal, because I think it's important that we keep an eye on our side of the draw. And it looks like Real Madrid, now look, you can never say never in the Champions League, but it looks like Real Madrid is most likely going to go through. But we'll keep an eye on that other game as well. And if either of them go to extra time, we'll carry that on in the watch along. That watch along will be on Twitch, as will the Champions League watch along on Wednesday. Both of the games will be on Twitch, so hope you can join us over there for that one. Somebody said, Craig, can I see your predicted 11? Yeah, no problem. Let me swap back over. There you go. That's my predicted 11 for Benfica. Actually, is it predicted or preferred? Let's call it my preferred 11. So, Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Costas, I'd like to get a run out with left back to give Robbo a bit of a rest ahead of the FA Cup game. In midfield, Fabinho, Henderson and Keita. I want to wrap Thiago up in cotton wool. And up top, Luis Diaz, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. I would like Bobby Firmino to come back in, though. I'd like to see him play against Manchester City on Saturday against Wembley, or at Wembley. What have we got? Turning 17 tomorrow, Craig. Any kind of party you'd like to suggest? I've never had a party, mate. So I don't know. Yeah, I've never had a party for my birthday. So, I think maybe when I was 2 or 3, but yeah, I don't know, dude. Pizza party? I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to drink cans or not. If you're allowed to drink cans when you turn 17, mate, a few tinnies, you know, why not? But, you know, that's up to your folks, of course. 3-0's your score prediction. Yeah, that's my score prediction for tomorrow. And again, you fuckers get in my head. Because usually, you know me, I'd go 3-1 here all day. I'd give the opposition a goal back. But yeah, 3-0. When is Steve on? Wednesday. He's doing the match reaction with us for the Benfica game, Ava, on Wednesday. Steve was on yesterday as well, actually, after the Manchester City game. It was lovely to catch up with Steve. Lone Star, how are we? Said afternoon from Austin, Texas. Hope you're well, my man. I was watching Austin play last night. Actually, 1-0 victory in the MLS. See, I do keep an eye on all football, by the way, you know. I do watch as much of it as I can. Craig, in all respects, dropping Robbo contradicts your Salah point. All love. I don't think it does, Liam, because Salah is a confidence player who needs to score goals. Robbo is an assist machine and a defender. Plus, Robbo has a better cover as well, Liam. Like, I'm infinitely confident of Costa Simicas coming in, whereas on the right hand side of attack, Minamino maybe, Elliott, a young Kate Gordon, I don't think we have the same cover. Again though, man, as you said, all love, it's all good, always open to other opinions, of course I am. Is there a show tonight? Yes, my favourite show of the week, the Cop of the Week show, 8:45 tonight. Myself, Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonage. LA Galaxy against LAFC was a good game. Oh god, yeah. Oh, that was actually a pleasant surprise for me, Joshua. Let me change scene 1 sec. That was a really pleasant surprise for me, mate, because I didn't know El Trafico was on Saturday, so I did sit back and watch it. And as always, that game delivers goals and delivers excitement. Did you see Thiago's pass for the first goal? Oh my god. Yeah, look, Thiago's brilliant. He could play a 5-yard pass sideways and I'd be standing up giving it the we're not worthy. Hello, Craig. Do you think we will beat City on Saturday? Again, mate, it's a coin toss, just like it was at the Etihad. Now, look, of course, this is a neutral venue completely, but I don't know. It's 50-50. It could go either way. I think we could be looking at extra time at the weekend against Manchester City, maybe even penalties. The teams are so closely matched. Jota and Mane 1 yellow away from getting suspended. Hand on heart, buddy, didn't realise that, but still backed them to be professional enough not to pick up the booking. Salah should get more respect as he made Liverpool one of the best clubs in England. No, he didn't. I'm sorry. The way some of you fuckers go on, you'd swear Mohamed Salah single-handedly turned this team into European champions, Premier League winners. Mohamed Salah was a vital cog in the wheel, Mason. But to disrespect the rest of our team and the coaching staff get, as if all Mohamed Salah did was show up and everything was brilliant and he was already the best player in the world and he was banging in goals for fun. Nah, that's massively disrespectful. It took a group of people to come together to help that situation and make it a perfect storm. And it took Mohamed Salah's hard work and dedication. Of course it did. And the man is phenomenal. But I don't buy it. It's a team game. It's a team effort. And I think that's massively disrespectful to everybody else. So, I don't buy that. I'm sorry. Do I think stats is ruining football? As you probably noticed, Adam, I'm not a massive stat person in my analysis. Probably because I'm an old fool and it's a young man's game, stats, or maybe a more intelligent person than myself's game. But I think stats play a vital role in football to some degree. Especially, what I will say is, Adam, there's a lot of people that use stats that don't know how to implement them properly. So if I'm looking for statistical analysis, you're looking at, Paul Tompkins as an example. You're looking at maybe Base Tuned Red, Andrew, maybe what he's doing. If you're looking at football finance stats, you're looking at Swiss Ramble, stuff like that. So it plays a role, and it plays an important role, but I think for me, what stats does is I use stats and what I read on stats to challenge my perception of a player. So what we all have inbuilt biases and inbuilt dislikes, whether conscious or subconscious, around players. For instance, I'll forever make excuses for Bobby Firmino if he makes a mistake. So yeah, I like to use the stats to challenge what I've seen and see if it adds up. Chris Weens obviously is a fucking moron. Chris, do you want me to give you an education again, buddy? So, when you said you're not winning it now, ha ha, mate. Again, Uncle Craigo, I'm here to educate as well as, football. I'll educate you on English as well, or with English, I should say. It's you are, mate. Again, forgetting the apostrophe RE, get yourself an education. Come to Craig's School of Trolling. Full scholarship for you, my friend, no problem. And I'll help you dumbass out. Because clearly, you, sir, are a sandwich short of a picnic. Stop trying to troll. You're not clever. You're not clever enough to even stick together a grammatically correct fucking sentence. Know your place, princess. Sit down, pipe down. Craig, did a Liverpool fan run off with your wife? Sabrina! No, she's still there. Nobody taking my wife, Jack. I mean, look at me. I'm fucking magnificent. Funny as fuck. Hung like a racehorse. And with a sense of humour that would, I don't know, melt a woman's heart, mate. So, nobody taking my missus, pal. Promise you that. Jamie, always lovely, my man. Nice Irish accent. Well, it is where I'm from, Alex. So I don't know what else to say, my man. It's my my normal accent. What are your thoughts on Brazilian centre half we've been linked to from Torino? Bremer, that guy. Don't know too much about him, Jake. In all honesty, I think is he 25 years? I don't know, man. I don't know too much about that guy, Bremer. I watched some of the Torino game against AC Milan last night, and my God, it was awful. Jesus, it was awful. But yeah, I don't know too much about him, in all honesty. Cahill said I could take her if I wanted. Mate, my missus would snap you in half. You know, she's used to real men. You know what I mean? She'd break you like a fucking twig, mate. Trust me. Craig, can you do a Scouse accent? No, not really. I'm not Paddy. Paddy's the man with the voices. I'm not great at the old accents. Look, I will gonna go and leg it and get ready for tonight's show. As always, nothing but love, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Tonight, 8:45, myself, Paddy, Chris. It'll be the only show this week with the three of us on it because the guys are away for various reasons. So I hope to see you tonight, 8:45. Again, thank you to Surfshark, the sponsor of all of our news shows this month here on Anfield Agenda. Surfshark is the best VPN provider on the market, using the most high-tech, up-to-date, cutting-edge encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. You can get 83% off and an additional 3 months free with the link in the description below. I'll see you guys at 8:45 tonight. Nothing but love.